Hello, welcome to Book Joy. Today I've got another tag video for you. I was tagged by the lovely Gareth over at Book Songs and Other Magic to do an original tag by him. It's called the Favourite People tag, and he did this the other day and he tagged me in it kindly, so I've decided to give it a go. Though I'm also someone who finds it really difficult to name favourites of anything unless I'm really sure about something. So there's a couple of things where I'm like positive this is my favourite person for this, but there's other things where I'm like, I couldn't possibly pick a favourite. So let's get into it, shall we? These are the prompts. The first one is name your favourite author, and I have a favourite author, and it is Terry Pratchett. I didn't admit this or realise it for a long time. In fact, it was only last year I finally realised that Terry Pratchett is probably my favourite author, because his books are the ones that I always return to and I never get bored of, and I absolutely love. And in fact, the most books by any author that I have is Terry Pratchett, because he was prolific. The Discworld series is just, it's a huge series. So yeah, Terry Pratchett has my favourite author. I have favourite authors. I have authors who I love, which I'll probably do a video about, but yes, if I'm going to name a favourite, it'll be him. Number 2, name your favourite comedy actor or comedian. That's super hard. That's really ridiculously hard. I have got favourite comic performances by people who are not necessarily comedians or comedy performers. My absolute favourite comedy films of all time are The Big Lebowski, which is just a fantastic performance by Jeff Bridges, by everybody in that film, actually. Fantastic comic performances. I could not laugh harder at a film than at that. And The Life of Brian. So those are my favourite comedy films of all time, and they make me laugh every time without fail. So in terms of the performances, yes, I love them. However, I also absolutely love and adore Larry David. So Curb Your Enthusiasm. I love Seinfeld, which of course is half him, half Jerry Seinfeld. They wrote it together. Yeah, so Larry David I think probably is going to be up there if I'm going to have to name someone. But then I'll probably sit there and think about favourite comedians who are stand-ups. Like I love Bill Bailey. I love female comedians like Sarah Millican. So I'm just... yeah, it's really hard to name favourite comedic performance or comedy actor or comedy writer, but I'm just putting out a few that I love. Okay, this might be a long tag if I keep doing that. Favourite comedic actress, definitely Doris Day. Oh my God, yes. Growing up, my mum was a huge Doris Day fan, so we watched tons of Doris Day. I loved all of her films, I still do. I think she's got amazing comedic timing. She's also a really good dramatic actress. And actually, the next question is, who is your favourite dramatic or serious actor, actress? I think we just say actor now, so that we don't, distinguish it's an actor. But yeah, the comedic actors that I mentioned, Jeff Bridges is a brilliant dramatic actor as well. A lot of comedic actors, Jim Carrey, Robin Williams, they'll just break your heart in a dramatic role. I really can't name favourite actor. At the moment, I adore, who doesn't adore Olivia Colman? Like, who doesn't though? I love Michael Sheen, who's also a great comedy actor. So I think the best actors are the most versatile ones. Alan Rickman. Who doesn't love Alan Rickman? But who doesn't, Jake Gyllenhaal, fantastic. There are films where you watch and you see the cast and you're like, that's going to be a good film. But yeah, so I can't name a favourite. I'm really sorry, it's too hard. But yeah, like I said, the interesting thing about the favourite comedy actor and drama actor is that you can kind of flip those really quickly, because like I said, I think some comedians are the best dramatic actors as well. So yeah, but what a waffly answer. I'm sorry for the waffle. Number 4, name your favourite political figure, past or present. I have quite a few, but I'm not going to talk about them all here. I thought what I would talk about, actually, when I saw this question, was some, I can't name all of them, but because lots of them were never named or the names were never recorded, but the suffragette movement was quite led by quite wealthy, privileged women, and they're the ones that tend to get remembered. But they fought for the vote, but the vote was only given to women of a certain age. I think they were 30, who owned a home. So the social injustice that continued for women who were working class, all women didn't get the vote until 1928, I think it was. So yeah, the suffragette movement, whilst it was massively important, there were a lot of forgotten working class women. Lots of the working class women, there were, working class suffragettes that we knew about. A famous one is Annie Kenney, and she was a great friend of Christabel Pankhurst. She was a working class woman from a family of 11. She worked in a mill from the age of 10 or 11, and she became quite a spokesperson and a leader in that movement. I don't know a huge amount about it because my background in sort of history and political history is not as great as I'd want it to be, but I do know that women's suffrage often meant privileged, rich women. But the Pankhursts themselves disagreed on this. I think it was, so the two daughters and Emmeline Pankhurst, they split. Sylvia Pankhurst wanted votes for all women, and I think Emmeline Pankhurst and Christabel Pankhurst, they compromised on the vote for women over the age of 30 who were homeowners. So I think there was a big schism there as well. But so I'm going to say the unnamed working class suffragettes who actually, we know, suffered a lot more and were force-fed more brutally and that kind of thing than their upper class counterparts were. And they also had a lot more to lose for women's suffrage. So yeah, the unnamed working class suffragettes. Number 5, name your favourite film writer or director. Again, difficult. So I was thinking about this, and I love lots of the same ones that Gareth mentioned. He mentioned Terry Gilliam. He mentioned, I think he mentioned Tim Burton, and people like that. I love them. I also love like Ridley Scott, Tony Scott. Those big directors from the 80s. But I think when I was thinking about films that I love and a director who has directed a lot of them, I was a huge fan of John Hughes films. I love a John Hughes flick in the 80s. But I thought about Rob Reiner. Rob Reiner has directed some of my absolute favourite films: Stand By Me, Misery, The Princess Bride, A Few Good Men, When Harry Met Sally. He's directed some fantastic films and always with a lot of heart. Yeah, so I love Rob Reiner. But also recently, he's not got a huge number of films to his name as yet, but the writer-director Martin McDonagh, anything he does, fantastic. In Bruges, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. I also absolutely love the Coen brothers, anything by the Coen brothers. My younger brother film is his big thing. He did a film degree, and yeah, he knows so much about films. My older brother, one of my older brothers as well, is a huge film buff. So we talk films quite a lot, and they know so much about directors and actors. And we actually went to see the premiere of 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. The red carpet premiere, we went to it. My brother's wife, she's his wife now, she wasn't at the time, but she got him for his birthday tickets for the premiere, which you could go to see as part of the red carpet premiere. The BFI had the premiere with all the actors there, and yeah, it was amazing. We got to go to that, saw all of the actors in it. Sam Rockwell's in it, Frances McDormand. And yeah, all of those amazing actors we got to see up on the stage and walk past some of them on the red carpet. So that was pretty amazing. Yeah, so Martin McDonagh at the moment is a big favourite. But yeah, again, how long is a piece of string? I could talk about this for ages. All right, name your new favourite new discovery. My favourite new discovery is loose leaf tea. That's my favourite new discovery. I absolutely adore loose leaf tea, and it's I've got a Bird and Blend. There's a shop in Exeter, and I went in and they let me smell all the teas, and I thought I'm going to take the plunge and buy some. And I've got a 1 cup strainer, so you can put it in, so you can just make 1 cup of tea. So you put it into your cup, you put your loose leaf tea in, and you steep your tea, and I absolutely love it. That's my favourite new discovery. They're not a very new discovery for a lot of people, but for me it is. Oh, and Nordic socks. My partner for Christmas got me 2 pairs of knee-high Nordic socks, and I'm just in love with them. He got me them because I needed welly socks, because we've moved to the country, you need wellies if you go for a walk. And yeah, I absolutely love them. I'll pop a picture up here so you can see them. I'm actually wearing them right now, but I'm not going to stick my leg up on the camera. This isn't Instagram, this is YouTube. All right. Normally they're the sort of socks you see people on Instagram putting on their books on their feet. Like, That's why I can't bear Instagram anymore. I'll speak to you about Instagram another time. Number 7, name your favourite musician or singer. That's easy, it's David Bowie. I'm not going to go any further than that, but I've got a ton of books on David Bowie, and I've got a video about all my books, though I've gained a few more books since then, and I'll link that in the description box below. Number 8, name your biggest inspirational person. Well, aside from personally people that I know, my mum, my brothers, my dad, my friends, they all inspire me all the time. Outside of people that I know, I'm going to go with Michael Rosen. I absolutely adore Michael Rosen, the writer, poet. He's also kind of an activist, which a lot of people may not realise. I was, a few years ago, I was asked to do a slot in the Labour Party video for the last general election, where they wanted public sector workers to talk about their fears and their hopes about what would happen if we had another term under the Conservative Party. So I went along to that, and Michael Rosen was there, and he was there being filmed for it as well. So they had loads of public sector workers, and then they had figures like Michael Rosen talking. And I've met him a couple of times now, and he's just one of those people who is so amazingly open and inspiring in so many ways, and he talks with such authority but at the same time thoughtfulness about topics, about socialism, about really amazing things. And then recently he's written about grief as well. So he's recently written a number of books that I have yet to get to, about his experience during the pandemic when he got extremely ill. But his book On the Move, which is a collection of poetry about migration and people having to be displaced because of war, various other things, his own family's background to that, being Jewish as well, I just found that moved me to tears. And I just find him someone who is, he's very inspirational. So yeah, Michael Rosen, I'm going to put that down. I'm probably going to think about a million other people that I could have named there, but yeah, he just popped into my head there when we were talking about people that inspire me. Michael Rosen is a good one. Tag some people. I'm going to tag some people. I'm going to tag my book waffle friends. I'm going to tag Jem from Gem of Books, Alice from Alice and Giant Bookshelf, Emily from Novell Novels, Ange from Ange's Book Chatter, Danny from Danny's Book World, and Charlie from Charlie Book Reads. I apologise in advance for tagging you for this because it is difficult unless you're someone who's very firm in their favourites. The only 2 firm favourites I know, David Bowie, Terry Pratchett. Other than that, I could talk and waffle for hours about all of these other things. Sorry for all the waffle, but this is par for the course with me. If you have never been here before and you like the waffle, maybe consider subscribing. If you like the waffle, maybe click like, maybe make a comment. If you're not sure of what to say, put an emoji of your favourite thing in the comments, and hopefully I will see you here soon. Bye.